little friend for this episode. Say hello. Hey. Hello. Hey. Oh, you good boy. It's Beano. Come up to say hello. But anyway, week 3 of King's X month. The third and final of this little mini-series of mine, despite me wearing the same thing, because I'm recording all of these in the same day, I know. But anyway, let's get on to one of the few albums I will dare say is a perfect 10. Just a perfectly constructed hard rock heavy metal album. That being 1994's Dogman. So this features quite a dramatic shift from King's X's previous sound. Gone is sort of the early, jangly, psychedelic aspects of their earlier sound, for the most part, replaced with a more straightforward, hard rock, almost alternative metal sound. So Gone is original producer Sam Taylor, who produced all of the previous King's X albums from Out of the Silent Planet all the way to their self-titled. And in comes legendary producer Brendan O'Brien. And with such a legendary name as that, you get an absolutely crushing yet clean, punchy 90s hard rock album. This may be a long video because I've got things to say about pretty much every song on this album. Now when I say this is a perfect 10, it's just such a watertight album. Each song is just so perfectly constructed. It's not like a boundary-pushing, super progressive work. It is taking the elements of certain hard rock and heavy metal with their blues, gospel, and such influences, and just crafting, again, I don't know how to say it, just the most perfect sounding album. You may disagree with me, but shush. So starting off with the title track, and no preamble or anything, it gets you right into it, right into the intro verse immediately with this immense just hit of guitar, bass, drums. I just slammed into you. Doug Pinnick's bass tone usually is heavy, distorted, pretty punchy, but on this album in particular, it is immense. And combining that with the newer, heavier style of mixing and guitar tone from Ty Tabor, and again, just Brendan O'Brien's mixing, you get this groovy, bluesy, heavy rock track that combines, again, some of that, like the heaviness of metal, but with that distinctly bluesy soulfulness in Doug's vocal approach, lyrical choices, and the just overall construction of it. It is, if you've ever heard a King's X song before, it probably might be this one. This is probably the closest they ever got to like mainstream success with this album, but damn, that is what a way to kick off an album. Following that, track 2, Shoes. Shifting the dynamic immediately with a purely a cappella vocal harmonized intro, again going to that gospel influence that just starts off that, and then another just massive hit of just guitar, bass and drums, just one hit, and then leads into the full verse, and then you just get this heavy chugging riff. It's like just like proper like stank face groove, with again just Doug's really soulful, powerful vocals over it, and just playing with that dynamic of this, of, you know, these dense vocal harmonies with just this really just super heavy guitar riff. Like they're really leaning into that darker, heavier, punchy groove. Before that, track 3, Pretend, you've got this sort of leaning away from the heaviness for a bit. You get just this pretty sort of like standard sounding rock song, but just a perfectly crafted one. It's, again, like on the surface, it's a good rock song, but just the more you listen to it, the more you go into it, it's just like, yeah, you listen to it and enjoy it, but then just the more appreciation you have for just how perfectly crafted and put together it is. We've got this driving arpeggiated guitar riff that just, you know, drags you into it, and again, Doug's heavy distorted bass, and it's just hook central on this song. From like just the lyrical lines, the melodies and verses, to the harmonies in the chorus, to even in the guitar solo where it got stripped back and it's just Ty just wailing away, but with Doug's, again, heavy, distorted bass line behind it with this powerful lockstep drum grooves from Jerry Gaskill. It's just so perfectly constructed. I don't know how else to say it. It just is. Then shifting up the dynamics again once more to the first ballad of the album, Flies and Blue Skies. So this takes a much slower approach, but still, it's just like Pretend. It seems like just your standard rock ballad, but it just has this little element of it that you can't quite put your finger on it at first, but you just realise it's just so perfectly crafted and put together. It is just the melody lines of just the occasional lead that comes in, the arpeggiated guitar chords that just run through the entire song, and again, just Doug's vocal performance, just that really distinctly bluesy gospel vibe to it, with the background vocals from Ty and Jerry in the background that just supports the whole thing. It's just a magnificent song. And then track 5, Black the Sky. This takes sort of the heaviness that we heard on the first 2 tracks and just dials it up even more. This where Ty has tuned down, well, Ty and Doug are both tuned down to rock B tuning, and you just get this heavy, doomy riffs in the chorus, but then contrasting that with this head-bobbing, groovy riffs in the verses, with, again, sometimes using those dissonant kind of Hendrix-esque chords that Ty loves to do so much. Again, that blues, the gospel, and the metal, just all fused into one in this really just insane way. It's like, and it sounds massive, like Brendan O'Brien production. I mean, you can probably guess, but it's just got this punch to it. It is so heavy at some points. It was even that Doug basically said later that this song in particular is like the standard that the band wants to reach in terms of that mix and that heaviness of their music from there on out. Following that track, Fool You. So leaning a little back into kind of a softer territory here. It's certainly a very, perfectly serviceable track, fits in with it. I don't think there's really too much I can say about that, apart from just the, it's just features everything I've already said about King's X thus far. So, if you know what to expect, then this will be that. Same with the following track, Don't Care, only this one takes that sound of that, but with like the heaviness of Black the Sky. It's got that heavy but sort of weirdly kind of an angular guitar riffs, that kind of, notes that don't quite make sense here and there, but while still there's sort of these lighter aspects in the choruses, but then just these menacing dark riffs throughout it as well, before just ending in this just completely just chaotic sounding destruction. Following that, we have track 8, Sunshine Rain. Another one of their ballads, again, just beautifully constructed. The vocal melodies, the harmonies, really one to just close your eyes to and let it take you to a magical place. Just one of those sorts of tracks. And again, sort of like lyrical stuff a little bit with like the Christian imagery as well, with like every forest there's a snake. I believe that's in reference to the whole like the tree of knowledge and the apple and that. Even though I believe at this time was when the band was starting to like question more about their faith and that. Regardless, still amazing track on an amazing album. Complain, this is a fun one. It's just, again, it's got that drive, it's just got that fun groove to it with relatable lyrics about just, frustrations about life and that, and it's just got this constant moving drive to it that is just, it's so fun. And again, how the vocal harmonies approach the melody lines here and there, it's just so just hits in the right spot. So groovy, so good, so nice. So yes, track 10, Human Behavior. This is one of my favorite ones on it because it's just that chorus. Again, it's one of those like heavy ones that just, that groovy, bluesy notes and tonality to it, but with just that driving force to it, that push in the rhythm, that kind of bluesy kind of call and response vibe of Douglas sing the lyrics and then it goes into that beefy riff, back to the vocals, back to the riff, and when that chorus hits where it's just that hit over and over again to that bluesy motif of a riff to just turn it around at the end. It is good. Then the final ballad on the album with Cigarettes. So another slow, emotive one. It's quite similar to Flies and Blue Skies, both sort of compositionally and sonically. Not too much to say about it. It's very similar to that, but with this. But it's still got that kind of more, it's a little bit more of that dynamic. It sort of beefs up a bit more in the choruses as well. But yeah, it's good. It's yeah, there's only so much I can say about it. Then there's a little sort of pretty short sort of filler track, really, Go to Hell. It's less than a minute long. It's just a fun little thing, nothing to write home about. But then track 13, Pillow. Just on the name of hooks and melodies, just that main riff that it starts off with and then the vocal line follows that. It's a thing that's going to get stuck in your head for weeks, but in the best way possible. It's just this heavy, slow, sludgy, but just and even then just a simple riff in the verses, specifically that bit where it's just that bend up from the second fret, hit that open G string, and it's just a simple that I'll have to show again. Main riff, so good. But then when you get it's just this little bit here that just tickles in just the best way possible. Oh, it's that groove. It's so heavy and sludgy and great. It's amazing. And even if this was the last song on the album, it's an amazing way to cap it off. But they do finish it off with a live version of Manic Depression by Jimi Hendrix. So it's a long album, but I mean, apart from perhaps the track Go to Hell, I would not cut a single, song off this. I don't think you could, because it's just, again, such a perfectly constructed work of music. It's really, honestly, if you have not heard King's X, this is the album I would say to start with, because just listen to it and tell me that it's not a damn near perfect work. I know you will, because there's some of you who probably, will be, contrarian about it, but just regardless, there's only so much my limited vocabulary can say about it, but it is an amazing album by an amazingly, just criminally underrated band. Please check it out if you haven't already. It is amazing, it is great, and yes, that does it for King's X month. So I guess I'll see you again next week. Got some fun stuff coming up for the next month during October. Some more Halloween-y figuring, some more kind of Halloween adjacent things perhaps. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. But I'll see you then. But in the meantime, have a lovely day, and I will see you soon. Goodbye, au revoir, good Nacht. Yes.